Hey Math 8, welcome to the third day, I believe, of me doing Math 8 while quarantined. I have through this Thursday to go, so, I'll be back Friday, I think. Today we're going to continue Chapter 12, which is finding volumes and using the Pythagorean theorem. Today's notes are going to be very quick, I believe. Please do them neatly. I appreciate that. And let's get started. So, how's that? Alright, so you're labeling today's notes. Notes, section 12.5. Today, we are looking at the volume of a sphere. Alright, and before we look at the volume, we like to look at the definition, and I actually give you two definitions here. First, the definition of a circle. A circle is all points in a plane. A plane means that it is two-dimensional, 2D. So all points in a plane that are the same distance from the center point. So for a circle, you have a center point, and if you're the same distance from it all the way around, that's where we get a circle, right? We call that distance the radius. 3, 3, 3. It doesn't matter. The same distance all the way around makes a circle. That is if you are two-dimensional in a flat plane. A sphere is very similar. This time is all points in space. So space is three-dimensional. That are the same distance from the center point. So you can see it's really the identical definition, except instead of being in a plane and two-dimensional, we are in space and three-dimensional. Usually the way people draw a sphere is they draw a circle and then maybe put a center in, and then in the middle of the circle they draw an oval with it dotted behind and solid in front. And that kind of gives it the three-dimensional outlook, right? And from the center to the edge, still called the radius. Doesn't matter what edge you're going to. Alright, so that's the definition of a sphere. Let's get to the volume. So the volume has a formula. It is V equals 4/3 pi times the radius cubed. Or some people do not like to deal with fractions, so some people might write it as 4 pi radius cubed all over 3. Same deal. 4/3 is the same as multiplying by 4 and then dividing by 3. And we're going to do one example. So our example is a basketball has a diameter of 12 inches. what is its volume? So I'm going to use the second formula, 4 pi r to the third power over 3. And the thing I want you to remember here is, in the formula, it is the radius that you need to find the volume. The radius. Sometimes they give you the diameter, and you just need to remember the diameter is 2 times the radius. Sometimes they give you the circumference. The circumference is 2 times the radius times pi. I totally messed that up. There we go. 2 times pi times the radius. And sometimes they give you the radius, especially on delta math, right? They like to give you all three of these. So if they don't give you the radius for the formula, you need to use the radius to, you need to use the relationship between radius and diameter, or circumference and radius, to figure out the radius. So then you can find the volume. For instance, if they told me the diameter was 10, I could solve that to get the radius as 5, right? All right, but in this case, I know the diameter is 12. So if the diameter is 12, and that's 2 times the radius, then I can divide by 2, and I get the radius is 6. And now I can use my volume formula. So the volume would be 4 times pi times 6 to the third power all over 3. And I'm going to go ahead and type that into my calculator pretty much just like that, right? So I'm going to do 4 times pi, remember use the pi button, times 6 to the third power. And I'm going to hit enter and get an answer. I'm not going to do divided by 3. Unless I put that all in parentheses, it might do it in the wrong order. So I'm going to get an answer, and I'm going to divide that by 3. I think that's a safe way to do it. And so what I get, let's see, I guess I can leave that on the screen. I get volume equals 904.778, and then some more decimals. Right? Now, I didn't say this in the problem, but typically they like us to round to the nearest tenth, so 1 decimal place. So remember, when you do that, you look at the next decimal, and that tells you what to do. My volume would be 904 point, and instead of 7, the next 7 makes me round it up to an 8. And this is in inches, cubic inches. My volume would be 904.8 cubic inches. All right, that's it. 8 minutes. I don't think the homework's too hard. Make sure you round correctly, and I will talk to you. By the way, you have the author visit tomorrow. So the people who have the author visit today, no homework, and the people who have the author visit tomorrow, no homework. So I'll see you guys again on Wednesday.